Have you ever wondered why certain professions seem to run in families or why people in some communities have different access to education and job opportunities? The clues to these questions often lie in the historical yet persistent social structure we call caste. Today, we embark on an exciting journey to explore how colonialism has shaped our understanding and experience of caste in India. In this lecture, we will connect our study to some of the key CBSE themes such as social institutions and stratification, diving deep into how these concepts influence our lives today. By the end of our discussion, you will not only analyze the impact of caste and class on your own opportunities, but you will also evaluate how the colonial legacy continues to influence social divisions and interactions in modern India. Why is this important? Understanding the dynamics of caste in the context of colonialism helps us decode the structures that define our community and society. We will relate these discussions to contemporary India, looking at how urbanization and globalization affect social mobility and caste identities today. First, let's define caste. Caste is a hierarchical social structure determining an individual's social status. Imagine society as a layered cake where some layers hold more privileges than others. Historically, caste evolved significantly under colonial influences. By understanding caste, we can grasp its critical role in shaping education, employment opportunities, and political interactions. Think about your daily life. How does caste influence who you interact with? Today, we will explore these connections in more detail. Our next slide discusses the colonial roots of the caste system. Stay tuned. Let's shine a light on Savitri Bai Phule, a remarkable figure in the fight against caste discrimination and for women's education. As India's first headmistress of a girls' school, she dedicated her life to educating Shudras and Ati Shudras, striving for equality in learning. Her commitment to social welfare was profound. She even opened a night school for laborers. Imagine her legacy, which paved the way for women's empowerment in education. As we explore this historical context, consider how her actions resonated with social movement leaders like Baba Saheb Ambedkar, who fought against caste oppression, too. Up next, we will turn to other influential figures like Periyar. Moving forward, we encounter E.V. Ramasamy Nachkar, popularly known as Periyar. He was a champion for rationalism and equality, advocating for all individuals' birthright to liberty. Periyar challenged caste oppression vigorously, urging society to recognize that all humans are equal. His efforts gave marginalized groups a voice against discrimination, radically impacting contemporary caste politics. As we consider his legacy, think about how social movements today continue to advocate for equity. What parallels can you draw between past and present? Next, we will analyze the dynamics of caste post-independence. Post-independence in 1947 marked a significant, albeit partial, separation from colonial influence on caste. The Indian Constitution aimed at abolishing caste distinctions, yet the government struggled to implement radical reforms against entrenched privileges. The upper castes often retained their advantages in education and employment, competing on equal terms with disadvantaged castes who remained at a significant disadvantage. The contradiction here is crucial as it shows the persistence of caste dynamics despite legislative intentions. Reflect on this. Why do you think these disparities have continued even today? Up next, we will explore how urbanization has influenced caste structures. Let's now look at urbanization and its effects on caste dynamics. In cities where modern industry flourishes, caste boundaries have begun to blur. Job opportunities often disrupt traditional caste roles, challenging established norms. While urban living can reduce caste segregation, we still observe certain sectors, like labor recruitment, favoring caste-based patterns. This duality highlights both progress and persistence. For instance, consider how caste plays a role in job opportunities for your family or community. Does it still matter? Our next discussion focuses on the cultural practices surrounding caste, particularly endogamy. Now, let's examine cultural ties and the practice of endogamy. Despite modernization, endogamy, marriage within one's caste, remains prevalent. High rates of intra-caste marriages reflect the continued reinforcement of caste identities. Consider the weddings you've attended. How many were clearly organized along caste lines? This cultural practice, deeply rooted in tradition, ensures the preservation of caste divisions even as society evolves. Next, we'll analyze the political landscape influenced by caste considerations. As we navigate the political landscape, caste emerges as a critical player in electoral processes. Since the 1980s, caste-based political parties have gained prominence, making caste solidarity a winning strategy in elections. Reflect on how local politics in your area may be shaped by caste. Are there visible alliances among communities? The complexities of caste in politics illustrate how deeply ingrained these distinctions are. Now, let's discuss the concept of Sanskritization, explaining how lower castes seek higher status. Let's turn to the concept of Sanskritization. This term describes how lower castes attempt to emulate practices of higher castes to elevate their social status. Scholar M.N. Srinivas contributed substantially to this understanding. Pay attention to how individuals in your community might adopt specific behaviors or rituals to align with higher status groups. This reflects the ongoing quest for respect within societal hierarchies. As we conclude this section, let's delve into the idea of dominant castes and their societal impacts. Let's explore the idea of dominant castes. These are groups with considerable population and economic power, often shaped by land reforms following independence. Castes like Yadavs, Jats, and Marathas exemplify this category. Their substantial numbers translate into political influence, controlling local governance and regional dynamics. Consider how dominant caste identities might impact decisions in your local context. Are there nuances that shape the power dynamics around you? Next, we'll examine contemporary visibility of caste and its implications. Now, we'll discuss caste visibility today. While upper castes often perceive caste as invisible, it remains starkly evident for scheduled castes and tribes, whose identities are heavily defined by caste. Struggling against discrimination, these groups rely on caste-based protections like reservation systems. Yet, this reliance can sometimes overshadow other dimensions of their identities. Reflect on your perceptions. Do you view others through a caste lens? Let's continue this exploration with an engaging group discussion. Now, we will engage in a group discussion. I want you to think critically about how colonial influences have shaped caste dynamics today. Consider how these patterns are reflected in your personal experiences or those observed in your communities. After our discussions, we will reconvene to share insights and reflections. How do you believe caste identities will evolve in the future? Summary of key concepts. 1. Colonial impact on caste. The caste system we recognize today has been significantly influenced by the British colonial period, transforming it from a fluid social structure into a rigid hierarchy as a result of systematic documentation and census efforts. 2. Colonial statistics and social awareness. The British conducted extensive surveys and the census starting in the 1860s, which inadvertently solidified caste identities and social hierarchies, making caste a more concrete aspect of Indian societal structure. 3. Caste and nationalism. The struggles of various castes against discrimination deeply intertwined with the nationalist movement, leading to the recognition of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in the Indian constitution. 4. Changing political dynamics. The post-independence period has seen caste become central to Indian politics, with dominant castes gaining prominence and shaping regional political landscapes as part of the democratic framework. 5. Contemporary caste visibility. For the urban upper caste, caste has become less visible due to economic advancements. In contrast, for scheduled castes and tribes, caste identity remains crucial as a means of collective recognition and struggle against discrimination.